It's time.
Is it 5:15?
Yeah.
All right, I will call the meeting to order. Mayor Jay is out of town this evening, so I'm filling in for his seat tonight. So Ashley would do a roll call.
Kelly. Here. Peterson.
Here.
Lindberg.
Here.
Nippert.
Here.
Shaven.
Here.
Kroger.
Here.
Thank you.
All right, so we've been presented an agenda. Has there been any adjustments since presented?
Nope.
Nope. Also motion.
Second.
Motion by Lindberg, second by Kroger.
Roll call Kelly.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Lindberg.
Aye.
Nippert.
Aye.
Shaven.
Aye.
Kroger.
Aye.
Thank you.
Conflict of interest? I don't think nobody would be for this evening. All right, we'll go to the consent agenda. Everything will be voted on in one motion. We have the minutes of the 6/2 council meeting. We have the claims list number 1364 in the amount of $116,913.14. Expenditure and revenue reports for the months of March 26, April 26, and May 26. The HMU sewer and landfill reconciliation report for April 26 and May 26. We've got the sheriff's statistical report for May 26. We have the approval of fiscal year 26 through 27 cigarette, tobacco, nicotine, vapor permits. We have the new application for the City of Harlan Class C alcohol license, retail license for a 5-day license for a beer garden for Ragbri 2026. And we have a renewal application for Dollar General Store 25409 for Class B retail alcohol license. Any questions for all those? Make sure we stress it's 2026 Ragbri, not the next one.
No questions from me. Were already answered from city clerk, so my questions have been taken care of, but I have none further.
I'll move to approve.
Second. Motion by Kroger, second by Peterson.
Roll call Kelly. Aye. Peterson.
Aye.
Lindberg.
Aye.
Nippert.
Aye.
Shaven.
Aye.
Kroger.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, for the president to be heard, we have Rex Roberts from Windstream Kinetics. I don't know if, Jarvis, if you want to give us a quick kickoff before we have Rex speak, or?
Yeah, Rex is here to present some information about his upcoming project with Windstream. And there's some emails that I shared with the council before, just to give you an update of what's coming, you know, what's proposed. So it's we'll leave it to you to explain to the council what exactly are you looking to do. And we had a meeting with HMU and FMCTC to discuss about the project, you know, the plans and what we're gonna have weekly meetings through the project and permits and all that stuff, so.
The floor is yours, sir. I think you're fine, in my opinion. You're good, because you got a map there you probably want to point to, but go ahead.
Thanks for having me. My name is Rex Roberts. I'm utility coordinator with Windstream Kinetic, or just Kinetic. And we have submitted permits to the city of Harlan for a broadband improvement initiative that we have. It's essentially a replace in kind project. So what we'd like to do is upgrade our existing facilities with an updated fiber optic cable so that we can get rid of our copper plant infrastructure. Ideally, we'd like to replace it in the same footprint of our existing copper, given the only exception to that would be areas that we have overhead copper. We'd be replacing underground. The benefit for this is it would assist in eliminating all of our overhead copper cable, which I believe is part of the city's initiative to have everything underground. I think that would align with the city's goal of getting rid of overhead cables. With this project, it is about 192,000 feet of underground cable, and we have that broken into 7 different sections. I don't have a poster hanging thing, but Jarvis had asked me to bring some posters. This is essentially our build. For me, it's kind of awkward sitting down.
Can we tape it to the door or something, or, I don't know.
whatever you'd like. I can take it, I can hold it, I can take it. Most of it's gonna be, well, our permits, we submit permits for city right-of-way access. We'll have rear easement placement as well throughout town, but a lot of it's gonna be front right-of-way. Ideally, when we do this, we would start with up to 3 crews. When we met with Jarvis, we identified a handful of requirements that we are willing, that we're happy to adhere to. Pre-construction meetings with the city, HMU, and then FMTC, CTC. Construction crews will complete gas safety training. We'll have weekly team calls. And that's in line with projects that we have going on today. With an Atumwa call every week, we're rebuilding Atumwa. All of our footprint in our 18 states is getting upgraded. So that's a large part of why we're doing this. Copper cable is outdated, expensive to maintenance. The technology to operate copper infrastructure is harder and harder to come by. And it's hard to stay competitive with copper cable. During the construction process, when meeting with Jarvis, we identified times that we cannot start construction, times that we can start construction. Looks like the month of July is kind of shut down for the city of Harlan. And some additional construction requirements are identified as well related to excavating and potholing and utility safety standards. I know for an action item, Jarvis mentioned that he sent over some emails that was shared with us yesterday about some pedestals or some poles that might be an eyesore, to say.
There's a lot
Yeah.
around town.
So I've sent that to our operations team. We'll be rolling on that really soon. So you should see some trucks rolling around town, identifying structures that we can clean up. The ultimate goal with this project is to get to a point where we can come through town and eliminate all of the old copper pedestals, ideally. That's just not something we can do today unless we have a new network that we can offer customers to migrate onto. Once the copper infrastructure is obsolete, we'll retire it, dig down a foot, cut the cables off, take the old ped out, and there'll be one less ped in town. Those old copper peds, I know when I looked, I think I saw some cable in our system that was installed in 1962. So some of the older cable that we had, so it's an older system.
He just called me old.
I know Harlan also has, HMU, FMCTC has broadband infrastructure as well, so, the need for another fiber optic cable in Harlan, it might not be a real big need, but it still goes towards a competitive effort to reduce utility costs for the community of Harlan. I mean, it does. We'll have to compete more than we're competing today, and that'll have a positive impact on the community. I know construction can be an inconvenience, but I do believe that with the coordination between myself, our construction team, Jarvis, and the other utilities, I think we can control that inconvenience. During the construction process, you would see door hangers. We have a couple varieties of door hangers that would get placed on every resident's house at least 3 to 4 days before construction started. On these door hangers, there are QR codes that direct people to one of our preloaded sites, and there are options for them to fill out concerns if they, if there's a hole that wasn't backfilled properly, any of the common issues. We really try to mitigate the amount of calls that the city's gonna receive over this project. Like I said, we've been doing this across our territory in all 18 states, and we've found that this has helped out a lot. And then we also have yard signs. Ideally, we'd want to be able to put a yard sign up in front of the city hall, not on the door, but in the green space if it was allowed, just so residents would see it. And then when crews moved through the pockets that they would work in, you would see yard signs throughout those areas. So with our build approach, we've broken the city down into 7 different sections. Red is gonna be 2027, that's when it's planned. And for 2026, we'd start in an area, finish that area, move on to the next area. And I think that would give the city the ability to also control it. We're not just going gangbusters all over town. We're having calls every week. If you don't like what we did in this area, we can talk about it and get some stuff taken care of, restoration completed before we move on to the next.
Rex, would you be our point of contact as far as like any disruptions or issues come about? I mean, are you gonna be the guy for us to say, hey, somebody's calling City Hall, I got the guy that's gonna call and have your answer for you right there? Or are we gonna have that information, or?
Yeah, you're more than welcome to reach out to me. When this starts, you'll have immediate construction contacts, you'll have construction managers to elevate it to. If you're not getting a response from them, you wanted to elevate it to me, or you wanted to send it to everybody, you could, but you'll have a plethora of contacts.
Okay.
And we'll have those weekly meetings too, so will allow us to.
Yeah, I just wanna make sure for like the unexpected or not necessarily say emergent matter that comes ahead, all of a sudden we're like, with the deer in the headlight look, I wanna make sure that we have somebody that we can reach out to that can get the answers that we would have, so.
Absolutely.
Is there any additional cost to the city besides the weekly meetings?
No.
Or,
No, no, it's funded entirely by us. The only cost that the city might see is possibly related to locating. We'll have to call in, locate tickets everywhere we go. If that's more than the, common amount of locate tickets, which I expect it would be. On the same time though, locating capacity is a common concern with communities that I meet with, and I tell them all the same thing. If you guys have a certain number of tickets that you can complete in a certain time frame, we'll just work at that pace. We don't want to overwhelm you guys. You guys have your own 2026 work you're doing, so.
and would these pedestals that would be reinstalled, are they going to be flush pedestals or like above ground pedestals like we see today?
So for our fiber distribution, we have a mix of flower pots, which are surface level. You can walk on them, mow over them, they're just fine. We have a mix of flower pots and 8-inch pedestals. So our 8-inch pedestals, we feel, are better than any of the copper pedestals that you've seen from us in the past. That they are pretty small. They are above ground, right? It's still a pedestal. Nobody likes them. But in a sense, we're, in the effort, it will eliminate a copper ped. We'll have another cleaner, nicer ped replacing it. And in communities that are designed, when our construction crews place pedestals, they're instructed that just because a print might say place it on the lot lines, if there's another pedestal, 10 feet east or west, place it next to that one. And that is our intention, is to have them all grouped together, go to the existing pedestals.
Rex, are you going to each resident with a drop, or is that up to the resident themselves?
Yeah, that would be up to the resident. This is not, we're not pre-burying any drops. It's 100% just replacing right-of-way cable.
So the option there, basically.
So on those poles that you were discussing earlier that you said were eyesores, are all of those going to be replaced with underground infrastructure? Because some of those aren't just eyesores, they're dangerous.
So the existing
I
poles
mean, they're leaning to where
today,
they're gonna fall on something or somebody at some point in time.
I am sorry about that. I wasn't aware of that previously, but to handle that situation, we will come out and replace it with a new pole. Get rid of that safety hazard. And when we have all of our customers migrated off of our copper, then we'll be eliminating that copper and eliminating those poles. We can't force customers to switch from a copper to a fiber optic service. That usually just happens. We can encourage them to, we can give promotions, we can do everything in that toolbox. And once we get customers off of it, we'll eliminate it.
And even if there's, wire up there that is not even live that you guys are using, are you gonna replace poles there? The only reason I ask is because my daughter does live by one of those poles, it's at 9th and Pine. And they had called you guys one time to come out, because the pole was they thought it was gonna fall during the storm and trees and stuff. And the guy that came out said that it didn't really matter because all that was dead up there anyway.
I guess I don't know.
So I was
everything about
wondering,
that
why
specific
are
area.
you guys keeping the poles there if nothing's even working on that line?
And it's hard to say what that tech or what that engineer was referring to, whether or not the line was abandoned or if we just didn't have any customers on it.
Okay,
As you can imagine, the copper infrastructure that we're using today was installed 60 years ago. And with other fiber options in town, our customer base currently is, limited. So it's likely that we didn't have any customers active on that line.
okay.
But that's not to say that it is abandoned. However, once we install our underground fiber, that'll put us in a position where we can abandon and wreck out that copper.
Okay, but where the poles are at, that won't be for a while still? 'Cause you're
Not
gonna
for a
replace them.
while, just
Okay.
because we have to get to a position where we can do that.
So you also identified the area where you're gonna replace the poles to. Do you know what street was that, or?
In the one that was in the email,
Yeah, Natalia sent it out and said you're gonna replace the poles and stuff, I don't know.
I can pull it up, I just don't have I don't have
Okay.
those notes with me.
So there will be some replaced those in the old
Yeah,
ones.
if it's a safety concern, we want to get it replaced.
Cause there are a lot of safety ones.
Yeah.
I don't know the address of the one by Chicago's, that is awful.
And I think the reason.
Cut it down.
Unfortunately, most of the communities that I meet with in Iowa have a similar concern with windstream, kinetic. Maintenance was missed, a lot of structures that are lacking attention, I think that's a good way to say it. And the cities, they don't really know who to call, they might not be calling the right person, and the message isn't getting where it needs to go. So Kinetic went ahead and brought on utility coordinators, and that's why they brought me on specifically, is so not only so that I could try to advocate for our strategic projects, but so I can also be a direct contact with cities and county offices and our state partners as well. That way, if there is an issue like that, a pole that's leaning, Jarvis can send it directly to me, and I don't work in our engineering department or construction department, but I can get it where it needs to go, so you guys don't have to continuously call or send emails.
And will you guys label those poles so customers know that they're yours? That way, if they do have an issue, maybe they can just call you guys?
I believe our new poles have labels on
Okay,
them
perfect.
when they're framed.
Just because when there's storms, the utilities gets a ton of calls about dangerous poles. And then the linemen get sent out and then they get called to say, oh, those aren't our poles, they're windstream poles, and then the customer doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, I can see that.
So that would be nice if they were just labeled.
Yeah. Are we the only people in the air? Everyone else went underground?
There's a MediaCom too.
MediaCom might have a little bit.
Okay. So I'd have to look at the map. I'm not sure if MediaCom has their own poles up in town, or if all of the poles are windstreams, or,
The calls that the utility gets are always windstream ones.
okay.
The guys go out and look in their windstream. We've not gotten any calls on the MediaCom poles.
Okay.
It would be nice to have like a plate and with the contact information in there, so if there's any issue, somebody can just pick up and dial that number.
On every pole in town? I mean,
Be a lot.
for poles that we're trying to get to a position that we can just remove, ultimately we wanna just get them out of, we wanna.
Instead of spending money to
Go
repair.
under.
Well, it's, instead of trying to find a, instead of trying to put a Band-Aid on it, we just wanna fix it, you know? We just wanna get the poles out. We wanna get the copper infrastructure removed, get it out of town. It's no longer a utility that can blow down in somebody's backyard. It's no longer something that you have to see when you're looking out, you know, in your front or backyard. But I'm more than happy to have a conversation with and advocate for that. I don't quite know how we would do it, but I can try to run that. Is that something where if we have crews working in areas, we're having crews while they're working stamping poles?
That'll work.
I mean, the ultimate goal is to get everything underground, correct?
Yeah.
Isn't that the ultimate goal? So,
Yeah.
But in the meantime, if there's an issue and stuff, we can be able to identify this as Windstream, this is
Understood.
MediaCom. So if they can
Right.
stamp that during the construction, that would be great.
I mean, something simple and easy.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's been like that since '62, I mean.
And could it be
that
the
right on
poles, just like
what
where
the
we have
last
poles,
hour-
the poles on the 69 line, where there's poles within that area, maybe they could just mark those, cause that would help. Cause when customers call, the utilities pretty much knows, there's no poles of ours in that area, you'll have to get a hold of somebody else. But when they're in that area where
Close to it.
the line goes, that's where there's always issues.
So there are certain areas where it might be a little bit more,
More confusing, yeah,
okay.
and we can talk about that more
Were some of
afterwards
those
if you
including the
want.
photos that you sent, I believe it was yesterday to Rex, or some of the pictures that we've
Yeah.
had throughout the community? I'm assuming Rex, you received that email, I think
I
Jarvis
did.
sent you yesterday, okay. I'm assuming you probably have like an operational team or somebody else that gets forwarded off to investigate to see what's up with that.
Yeah, I forwarded that to our operations director. I notified him that that would likely be contingent on anything moving forward in the city.
Okay.
So that put a pretty big spotlight on it.
Perfect.
This is a pretty important job for us, and if we have to, you know, take care of a couple structures to get there, we're happy to do that.
Are you projecting a year for each of the 7 sections?
I'm here whenever I'm needed. I won't be on site for the duration of the build unless I'm asked to. You know, if there's a meeting you want me to attend, I'm happy to attend it. We have construction managers and construction inspectors that work for Kinetic. And they would be on site every day. And if there's issues, I believe any issues would be identified during a weekly Teams call or even a weekly in-person meeting. And I'll be attending all of those. If there's more meetings you want me to attend, I'll be there.
How long is this project gonna last? Is it a year for every section? A year, is it 7 years?
Oh, no.
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 Just for 2 years?
All the yellow was 2026.
26,
Yeah.
27.
And then the 27 is a small section of it.
Yeah, I'd say, you know, a large part of it depends on the city's locating capacity.
That's my baby boy.
The majority of the build would,
Okay.
you know, ideally all of it would be installed within 3 months. That's kind of on the average.
Locating, yeah. What is the current, I mean, if we have that many locates, I mean, do we have a rough idea? We would get charged the city to have a locate crew come and do multiple locates? Sections.
HMU sends us a monthly bill,
Okay,
so.
So the Iowa one call.
Mhm.
the one call. And then what, there's HMU, who else comes out with one call? There's like 4 of them that we have come to this area.
Probably Vanguard.
We don't have anything to do with, nothing with one calls comes through.
Okay.
Is
Our
that
office anymore?
USCIC?
Yeah, USIC,
USIC.
yeah.
Yeah, they come up, I think it's,
They do.
Yeah, and they might for MediaCom too, I don't know.
Yeah,
yeah, MediaCom.
Otherwise, we locate our own and farmers would locate their own.
Okay,
I know we'll locate our own during the project, so we can limit, you know, one more party to a locate ticket. So construction crews will locate their own Windstream telephone. Um,
Are you guys pretty good about not letting locates expire then?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the biggest thing. I know you mentioned it earlier, but that's what gets costly and then people get behind.
Or emergency.
Yeah.
I get it.
or every time I go to mow, I gotta pull a flag and like I remember where it went, cause they hate that.
Breaking the law.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
So I think that is kind of a reason why we started doing the weekly calls in some of the other communities, so that we can stay on top of construction direction and locating. That way, we're not wasting the cities or the other utilities' time by having them go out, flag it, and calling in 3 refreshes.
Right.
Yeah,
Cause Chatburn turns into a rainbow as soon as they're all there locating and you guys are shooting a bore, somebody's shooting a bore and they hit something or something slows down and then 3 weeks goes by and they resubmit it and you know the drill.
yeah.
It's tough for everybody.
I know right now in Ottumwa, they're doing about 2,000 feet a day per crew. It's really just up to the locating capacity. 2,000 feet a day for 6 crews, that's a lot of locations.
Yeah.
So we can do 3 crews and maintain a steady pace with 3 crews. If it's identified on a weekly call that you guys aren't overwhelmed, maybe we go up to 4. But it's our intention to have it completed before the end of 2026.
Wow.
Into this year?
Calendar, not fiscal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they got a
About days away.
couple weeks.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Ron.
Wish you the
Go ahead,
best.
I'm sorry, I mean, cut nobody
Nope.
off. I appreciate the honesty, and I think we're also gonna probably ask our same other utility companies to have pedestals to also make sure they're checking them out too, to make sure they're all, it's just not pointing fingers at one in particular, but hey, make sure we all are checking them in the community, cause there, quite a few of them are out there.
Well, I think a couple of them that are coming on their map are from previous, that maybe their company has purchased from previous telecom companies in the area.
Yeah, that's how a lot of our
I think it's like Iowa.
footprint in Iowa is.
It is.
I chase agreements back in our archive. Before it was Windstream, it was Iowa Telecom. Yep.
And I think that's what I have one in our particular neighborhood that's been there for 4 years, that's looking like an eyesore, at least 4 years.
I mean, at some point, it becomes historic, right?
Yeah, right, yeah.
We have a new tree growing.
Yeah.
Had a new tree growing. I think it got cut, but
Okay, anybody, any other commentary or Rex, anything else? We good?
Appreciate you coming and your
Yeah.
presentation, so.
How did the meeting go? That was back on the 27th. Farmers Mutual and HMU and.
Went well, we'll sit down and
It's more of an
discuss,
informative meeting or just like to discuss?
just to discuss the project itself, like what they want, requirements and things like that, so. And everything was answered
Options.
during that time.
All right, well, thank you.
Awesome.
Appreciate you.
Just for my own notes, we have action items for structure maintenance and cleanup. I guess that's a good way to label that. After that's completed, is it another city council meeting for, I guess I'm curious what the permit progression looks like for the city.
Once submitted,
Council doesn't.
We don't do it
approve
in council,
building
nothing.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
this helps us to understand the project.
Yeah.
Okay.
They cannot proceed with the project.
Well, I do appreciate you guys letting me come and talk to you.
And you-
Jarvis has all of my contact information. I have a box of business cards in my truck. I didn't grab them, but I can bring a couple in here, that way you guys have it. It's always worthwhile to have a contact if there's a mess in your yard, right? So,
Okay,
No, we appreciate it.
thank you very much.
Hey, Rex, there's a
Thanks, Rex.
question, just if you guys hit a line or something like that. The process of, you stop the project, repair that and proceed, is that correct?
yeah,
If it's someone
there's
else's
a-
line, you guys don't repair it, do you?
We don't. If there's a utility bill, they stop construction and then they call that in to the 811 protocol, they call in a damage. And then they would immediately notify the city, and then try to reach out. I think for Harlan, there's representatives for HMU, Farmers Mutual, that'll be in the call, so we should have contacts. If we get into anybody's facility, we can call them and let them know, hey, we just got into your stuff. But it won't be ignored. It was actually discussed during our meeting that all construction potholes would need to be left open until that facility inspected their utility before we backfilled it.
And then once you guys get the bill, that will be paid right away before construction continues?
If
Or-
there's any issues with the bill, you just let me know.
Okay.
Yeah, you can feel free to direct it to me and we'll get it paid.
Cause just there's, the utilities does have old Windstream bills that they did a bunch of work and never paid them, so.
Are they still
Just
outstanding?
I believe so.
Rex is your man.
Okay, they're probably super old.
Yeah.
There's no statute of limitations on it.
Yeah, if it gets forwarded to me, I can try to run with it, so. Awesome. I can hold on to these plan sets, I know when we start, when we start, it'll be worthwhile for locating companies to have a larger amount
Okay.
of where we're going.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.
Thanks, sir.
We'll get down to section 4, other business. A, review the joint participation agreement between the city of Harlan and SWIPCO for SWITA services for July 1st, 26 through 6/30/27.
It's the same old contract
It's our
every year,
yearly
$5,000.
Motion approved, Mr. Mayor.
Second.
Motion by Lindberg, second by Peterson. Was there any discussion before everybody got their mouths closed? No, we're good? Open?
Price is the same,
The
so.
price is the same.
Yeah.
That was my
Roll call, Kelly.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Lindberg.
Aye.
Nipper.
Aye.
Shaven.
Aye.
Kroger.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, B, is review the HHPC downtown upper story and facade grant completion and award request for Jerry Heinrich, 1122 6th Street for $8,571.
Jerry
Okay. Pronunciation's
Just
not my key.
massacred that one.
Appreciate your time.
See you,
And no
Rex.
tongue tied after,
No.
at least I don't say municipality.
So all the invoices have been submitted, they're reviewed, and inspection is completed, so.
And we signed off on what we saw.
Yep.
And it didn't include the concrete work right in front of the building?
No.
So,
No.
yeah, it was just facade
Yep,
stuff.
just
Yeah.
facade.
And windows, yeah.
Yep.
Looks good.
So move.
Second?
Motion by Lindberg, second by Kroger.
Roll call, Kelly.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Lindberg.
Aye.
Nipper.
Aye.
Shaven.
Aye.
Kroger.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, C, review and approve the tentative agreement between AFSCME Council 61, Local 1014 in the city of Harlan for 3 years. Robert's gonna quick recap?
Yeah, so we had our meeting, we submitted all the documents, the attorney reviewed it, and the union guy also looked at it. He signed off it. I talked to a few of the city employees and they say it looks fine. So it's on the table now for final approval. And Ashley had a question that was answered too, so.
Yep.
Very
Language.
cooperative approach we had there, so I applaud everybody that put the time in for that one.
So
Got
will the
down to it.
actual contract have to come back to council too, so we can see what the final product is? I think
asked
that was- it was in
I
the
asked the
packet.
attorney to give me what we needed for council, and this is what.
I just think that might have been part of the problem last time, is that why there were so many different things around and nobody knew what was in the contract. Because there was MOUs, there were tentative agreements, the contract didn't have everything in it.
So
So-
what you're presenting on the packet, that's exactly what's gonna be drafted. And so when the final comes in, we'll be signed and go forward.
So there will be a final contract that'll come out.
Because the
It's
one-
just no different than the
I don't know, I
utilities, so
asked
we
our
don't.
attorney for what we needed to approve, because it ends June 30th, and this
Yeah.
is what he said we needed to approve.
Thank you.
So the areas where it's cross out the police and all that stuff. that's gonna be-
Yeah, so, I mean, where you're striking the
Because
same
it would
language.
it would be nice to
Appendix
see the
A.
crossed out version with the final one, but maybe.
So that's what came back to us, so.
It's, the language he added is exactly what we talked
Yeah.
about. It's pretty simple and cut and dry, so,
Vacation
yep.
set forth for employees.
So nothing else is gonna be edited in that contract, the way it is.
125%.
Yeah.
Removing the following language, Appendix A, deletion prohibited service, prohibited subjects, and then obviously we're just doing Article 9 seniority, taking out transfers. Strike all 10, strike all 18.
I'm good with it, so I'll make the motion.
Second.
Motion by Lindberg, second by Nippert.
Roll call Kelly,
Nay.
Peterson,
Aye.
Lindberg,
Aye.
Nippert,
Aye.
Shaven,
Aye.
Kroger.
Aye.
Thank you.
Go to D, review and approve the MPP 26-014 multi-purpose permit for Shelby County Wellness Alliance and the City of Harlan Ragbri Committee for 6/29/26 with a rain date of 6/30/26 for some beautification updates to our crosswalk paintings.
Yeah. 3 of them you're doing?
Do you need further explanation?
I
They're
don't,
just
but
think so.
making our current ones
Just
The-
touch up.
refresh.
Refreshing.
refreshed.
We're refurbishing, the one on the 29th is the fruit one in between Milk and Honey and what used to be Secret Serenity. And then the one planned on the 5th is the 2 that connect to Bowers Shoe Store. And I've got different crews lined up for those 2 different dates. We only need street closure. We don't need white paint from the street crews, which has been highly appreciated in the past. But we do intend to, the people I've got involved, to pressure wash and get those sites as tidy as possible, squeegee it, let it dry, then paint on those days, those intended days. So the city won't need to supply any white paint, which is great. So that's basically the plan. The 1 crosswalk on the 29th and then 2, which are simpler crosswalks to be able to refurbish on the July 5th. All of these in preparation to refurbish those 3 crosswalks are in most need to be refreshed. So that's what we're focusing on. So we've got things in play. I've got the people ready. So if you want to vote on one at a time or both at the same breath, it's up to you.
Separate or
Separate,
different?
that's what I said, I didn't know if we could just do D.
No, we're separate.
Okay. So also move on motion D.
Second?
Motion by Lindberg, second by Peterson.
Roll call Kelly,
Aye.
Peterson,
Aye.
Lindberg,
Aye.
Nippert,
Aye.
Shaven,
Aye.
Kroger.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go to E.
So
Quote
motion.
unquote the same thing, except for it's -015.
Motion.
Second?
Motion by Peterson, second by Kroger.
Roll call Kelly,
Aye.
Peterson,
Aye.
Lindberg,
Aye.
Nippert,
Aye.
Shaven,
Aye.
Kroger.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, now we have resolution 2645.
Thanks, Brian.
Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
I have to say, I appreciate your continued support on these crosswalks. I know they're getting beat up faster than we had expected or hoped, but that's a learning curve in and of itself. But the fact that you all are supporting some downtown public art is pretty cool, so thank you.
I do have a question for you real quick before you
Yes.
go. I seen some pictures on our city Facebook page on the
Yeah.
citywide cleanup day. How did that go?
Oh, Jay and I, and this guy Travis, who is doing scrap. Who else? Jarvis was there. Who else was there? Jarvis? Somebody else.
Right behind.
Paul.
Oh, yeah, Paul. So sorry, Paul. We had donuts halfway through the event, but it was not packed. People were coming sporadically, but kind of steadily. They rolled out like 8 different full bins
Yep.
in total.
Wow.
I collected some of the stuff myself for my own place.
Did we have to turn
And
anything
then
away?
bicycles, some people dropped off. We had a total of like 16 to 20 bicycles
Yeah,
dropped
full
off.
trail.
Good deal.
So it was an effective day. We got rained on, but that's okay. So I think, what's your opinion? Was it productive?
It
Do you
was
expect
productive,
more?
productive more, yeah. We had a lot of stuff to clean up, so that
And,
helped.
and nobody gave us any hassle. It seemed like most people read, we can't take anything over 4 feet
So no treadmills.
and no treadmills.
Yeah.
But Travis, right?
Travis
Yes.
Rose.
It's right, okay.
Yeah, he was there to take like
Anything big. if we
washing
had scrap.
machines, scrap material,
Scrap
scrap metal. So it worked out quite nicely, I think.
Good deal.
Yeah, so I think people were pleased to get rid of stuff.
Appreciate your help with that.
You're welcome.
Okay, letter F, we have resolution 2645, resolution authorizing support for a workforce housing tax credit application to the Iowa Economic Development Authority for Patriots Choice LLC.
So I submitted all the supporting documents. There was a resolution, also attorney looked at it and said it was okay. So I don't know if you have any questions into
We just
that.
have the technical part of submitting it for them or supporting him, right? That's what we're doing.
Yeah, just pretty much, yeah.
City
The rest-
letter of support.
Yeah, letter of support.
I had a question that I was just thinking of. I know I talked to you about it on the phone yesterday, but you said that it was $1,000, that the city had to match $1,000.
For
Is that
each
for the
house.
whole project, or is that for each lot or
For
each house?
each house they build.
So it's $5,000?
Mhm.
And then, is there a reason we can't put that dollar amount in here so that the resolution states that up to $5,000 and that it's not any cash money coming out of the city's fund? Because you said they were all like the closing costs go towards that 5,000 already.
The infrastructure itself.
And then
water, sewer.
the utility infrastructure that's already there, will go towards that 5,000.
Mhm.
And I mean, that's probably going to eat up the $5,000, I would think.
Yeah, that would exceed that right away. The only thing we have to be understanding is the resolution letter support, you have to show that $1,000 support in each house.
Mhm.
So anything in the in-kind work, we can use that out of that. So infrastructure, you know, the closing cost, the stamps to the county, all that can be taken out of that. So at the end of the day, I don't think city will have any expenses to pay towards those properties.
Because part of the application just say we had to match
Yeah.
1,000. That's
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
the application says.
The application itself states in there, yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that we weren't
Thanks.
going
Thanks,
to
Brian.
be giving any more money, because then they're basically getting the lots for free. The like kind exchanges for stuff that's already there is,
Yep,
I mean, it's gonna pretty much eat up the $5,000.
yeah.
So
The
there won't be
infrastructure
any-
itself, yeah, we'll just clear that.
I'll make a motion on F.
All answers, Jenny, first?
Huh?
Good?
Yeah, as
Well, I
long
mean,
as
you
we're
got your
not, as
answers
long
then.
as we're not writing any physical checks
Okay.
to pay that $5,000, it's all in kind. That's basically already been spent.
Okay.
Second.
Motion by Lindberg, second by Peterson.
Roll call, Kelly.
Aye.
Lindberg.
Aye.
I have it backwards. Peterson. Lindberg.
Aye.
Nipper. Shaven.
Aye.
Kroger. Aye.
We're just going here,
Yeah.
here.
My notes are wrong.
Okay, resolution 2646. It's a resolution approving the unbudgeted transfer.
So this
I believe
was
it's
a
part of our audit,
transfer
right?
that was in the audit.
Okay.
Gotta go somewhere.
What page was that, Ashley?
Toward the end.
About 113. Gotta be
Try to
close.
search with this one here.
There it is.
Yep,
City council.
right here.
229,950 into road
Okay.
use tax out of the general
50.
fund.
For employee benefits.
Is there any, I mean, is it a standard or is it just, I mean, not budgeted, I mean, no
So
explanation?
since the beginning of time, we have levied for employee benefits and road use tax was part of it, and they found it this last audit. So now we have to start giving back road use tax, giving it to road use tax because it was for road use tax, so,
And pay for it out of the general fund?
yeah. So
So this is an.
that's just the audit, was part of the audit, so.
And each auditor might come with different opinions, but it is what it is.
Seems like that's the going thing.
I know.
One says this, one says that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So is this a one-time transfer or is this gonna be a over?
That's the dollar amount that came out of our audit,
Okay.
so.
Okay. We don't really have an option, obviously.
Yeah,
That's right, so. Let somebody else.
You get paid for each.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Nippert, second by Peterson. I'll let you get the next one. No, next week.
roll call Kelly,
Aye.
Peterson,
Aye.
Lindberg,
Aye.
Nippert,
Aye.
Shaven,
Aye.
Kroger.
Aye.
Thank you.
Conversary, your turn.
Okay, Riva Access Project is back on track. The DOT approved the project. Now, there is a 16,500 change order for the issue we're having with elevation and removal of the old bridge. So that's just gonna happen. The plan is hopefully we go below the budget expected for the project, and then we'll be able to cover that. But if we go to the exactly dollar amount of the project, then the city has to eat that 16,500. So we don't have a choice. It's in there in order for the project to proceed, but hopefully.
If I remember right, Christensen Brothers came in under budget
Yeah.
to do
so-
the project.
To do the
so.
project, so hopefully that'll give us a little bit of wiggle room to be able to observe that in there. Airport apron expansion project is progressing as planned. We're currently in week 4. The project updates and photos are shared with the city council on a weekly basis, so you guys get those updates when I get to, so. June 3rd, attend several meetings, including Lucas Oil Public Safety and Economic Development. We worked on transportation plan maps, and also participated in community health and needs assessment meeting with Mertu Hospital. At an airport apron expansion bi-weekly progress meeting that I have with the engineers and contractors. June 4th, I attend the Shelby County Emergency Preparedness Coalition at Mertu Hospital. June 8th, I attend Library Board meeting. And then June 9th, I attended Lucas Oil Economic Development Group meeting, and then the Parks and Recreation meeting. I also met with Nathan Overberg of Olives and Cooney to work on updated urban renewal project. That was actually myself. But because we have a lot of going on now, we pushed that to August, I think the second week of August, to start working on that. June 10th, attend Shelby County Wellness Alliance meeting at the Martu Hospital also too. Had a safety training at the fire station, and also at a Mount Brook Council official quarterly meeting in Papillion, Nebraska. June 11th, the volunteer for Shelby County Speedway High Limits race out there. I think Joe was there, and Paul was there too. I talked to Gary Hopp, he said there was over 3,000 people there, so.
Wow.
June 12th, attend a weekly rug-by meeting at Milk and Honey. That's gonna be every Friday. We're gonna be meeting there to get an update. And June 15th, I had a department head meeting, and today I had a Shelby County Board of Supervisor meeting, so.
Are the weekly meeting notes from the Ragbri Friday meetings, are those gonna be added to the portal
I don't think there's any notes taken. It's basically
for
just-
everybody to
Was there
see
taken?
those?
Oh,
official recording?
Lindsay
I
Bachman.
think Aaron
took
did.
some.
Oh, that's right, Lindsay did.
Lindsay, yeah.
Send them out.
That's
I
right.
was just curious if they could be added to the portal.
I
All in
can't
one
access the
spot.
portal anymore,
I don't
so.
know. Oh,
I have access to that, so I can go ahead and start
I
updating.
was just curious.
It's a task list reminder is really what we're doing, I
They
believe.
keep
Just
showing
kind of just
everything,
check the
but then
box
it
each
doesn't
week.
know.
If you can download the
I know.
link again.
It's hard to keep up.
I thought it was a really good
Delete
meeting.
that link and then upload it again.
Oh, I
7
don't
o'clock.
have that link anymore.
That's my start time, so.
Because I-
All right, Paul, we're ready for you. I don't have
Yes,
nothing
for
for
me.
Jay. He can double down next time.
You had to download.
Good evening, council members.
Hello.
Been getting involved with the few RAGBRAI committees and doing what I can there. Would like to say kudos to the city and all the staff at the city. I mean, they're running the city along with the RAGBRAI, so it's a pretty big deal they got going on. So kudos to them for all that they're doing. Had our golf tournament last week. Thanks to the city for your involvement with that, your support.
Didn't quite bring home the gold, but we tried.
And I know HMU had a team also, and I think they kept Joe up to date with pictures from the course of what was happening.
Also had the putter winners too.
First and second.
First and second.
Yeah, nice.
Wow.
On the economic development side, a couple things we're working on there. that are in the very early stages on the county side. But those, if those come to fruition, will affect the city of Harlan with, they're gonna have people that work at those facilities that will be living here, so hopefully those can continue on. And affect housing, on the housing side, I was involved with the Patriots' Choice, kind of last minute, last couple days that they were finishing that up, trying to help them get that organized, so. And then it was a good experience for me, I had never been through that process, so now kind of have that process for, they're planning on moving that, forward with others in the future, hopefully if this one works out, and then I would be able to help other developers also. On a side note of that with having Patriots' Choice being kind of interested in going from contractor to developer, that's kind of a key thing that Harlan has that many other communities this size don't have. So the more our office can help them move forward with that. I attended a Western Iowa Advantage, is a group that meets in Carroll at that COG up there of about 6 counties of economic developers. And the thing that always came up is, yeah, we have contractors, we don't have developers. So it was, if we can get somebody doing more than one house at a time, that's gonna make a huge difference. Was involved with the high limit and then also trying to stay involved with Lucas Oil event coming up. I just think that's gonna be a huge, if we can get that to an annual event, I think it'll be a great deal. And then Friday the 26th at our office, we're gonna have a ribbon cutting, blue jet pressure washing. Tim Gurley's the owner there, we'll be doing that, so you're welcome to join us there.
Just to add on top, we're meeting weekly too, just to touch base on what's going on in the community. So.
And sometimes those are phone calls that we say, you know what, we've saw each other about 5 meetings this week, so we pretty much know what each other's doing. So.
Is it possible, Paul, that we can, maybe this is already in motion of this, but utilize you and your contacts and the community outreach and stuff to try to do a big push or a bigger push for volunteers? With that, I mean, obviously I think last meeting where they said we need 250 to 500 and we have like 30, 20.
Yeah, anything we can do to help that.
I mean, just putting the word out, more people who may follow your page or something like that, if we can share things off the city, just getting the word out there for the volunteer. And they said wait because everybody's gonna show up the last 2 weeks. Well, I understand that, but we also don't wanna wait and then come July 17th, we only have 25.
Yeah, one idea I did have on that was, we could do maybe some short video clips of with each each team manager, and have them, what volunteers you need, and kind of spark an interest and get that out on social media so that people say, oh yeah, I would love to do something like that.
I know we need like 46 volunteers for the beer garden itself.
On the volunteer list, the survey, I can't remember because I filled it out a while ago. Did they have times listed on there yet for shifts? Because that might help people too, if they know how long they're gonna work or anything like that.
I haven't filled it out, so I don't know.
Yeah, that might be good information.
Because it doesn't,
It's
there's
a
not.
4-hour, 8-hour.
Yeah, there's not a lot of information on that volunteer list.
I'll bring that
When
up
you look
to
at it to
Lindsay.
see.
I'll have a meeting with Lindsay tomorrow, I'll bring that up.
Yeah, it might be, and I know she sent out an email asking everybody to let her know how many volunteers and like what shifts would be, so maybe she just doesn't have that information yet, but I think that would be helpful for people.
And we're gonna push hard on social media, newspaper.
Yeah.
I know we had good luck with our signups,
Yeah, we've had really good luck.
and we have times and dates listed on there, and for the golf cart shuttle, we filled all the spots within like 2 days. And then we already have quite a few that are signing up for the Lucas Oil one. So I don't know if that's making a difference or not, but it tells right on there how many's needed and the shift.
Get a t-shirt, right?
Get a t-shirt.
With a QR code on the sleeve, right?
Yep.
Yep.
That's all the reason to sign up right there. So that's my plug, people. Sign up, volunteer. We need your help.
Thank you, Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
Sure.
Right for you, Joe.
All right. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Just
Good evening, Joe.
a few updates. Couple with the water department. Water department is actively replacing some of our lead and or galvanized services. Remember we had that lead service line survey that we did? Something that was required by DNR, try to remove any lead piping and or galvanized. So they're starting to kind of pick away at those. I don't know if we've got a total number yet because we've got a few few that did not respond. So they're kind of going to the door and knocking on the door and saying, okay, either let us in to, you know, to verify what your service is from inside the house, or we're gonna start potholing them. So that kind of gets a few people to, you know, let us in, or we just, you know, go ahead and look. So we found a couple of them that way too, you know, that were low galvanized or lead service lines. So they're working at trying to knock those out. Also on the water side, we had a contractor in town yesterday and today, and I don't know if they quite got finished up. But our pressure relief valves that we have, there's I think 13 of them in town. And we did have the one that failed there where we had the big water main breaks, drain tower. There were some back ordered parts on that, so they're in town now kind of finishing up, either replacing those valves and or rebuilding those valves. So we're back up, you know, got everything taken care of on that end, so we don't have any further issues in the future. And then lastly, fairgrounds, campground electrical. We've got all the equipment in, we've got all the wire in, everything's tied, ready to fire up. Actually, we did energize the portion over by the suites. And that the suites were used, at least 2 of the suites were used during this last race, sprint car race. They've got the other 2, I think they got to finish the inside work on. And then we've also energized the additional campsites that kind of run along the north side of Field 3. You know, we did an addition there going further east towards the road. Those are all energized also. The remaining ones are ready to energize, but they're not yet until Arc Electric gets everything done on their end as far as going from the meters to the individual camp hookup, you know, campsite hookups. So once they get that done, we'll be ready to energize that. We'll be all ready to go for the, at least for the Lucas Oil event. And possibly, well, I guess we'll have them, I assume they'll be ready also for the fair, possibly, you know, if there's any additional there. I know they always filled, the ones they did have for the fair were always filled up right away.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Because if you
I
got them,
think
you
there'll
get
be
first
probably
dibs on
more usage on
next year.
that too, if they know they've got them there.
So somebody asked me a question on when you guys trench through.
Yep.
You pack it back. When it rains and stuff, it creates a gap. Do you guys come back again, or that goes back
Yeah,
to
the
the county?
intent was, I know we had ran into that with the guys were gonna come back, but then we got the rain before the race. So you can't really do that. I mean, you never wait for it to dry back out to try to shove back over the top of those trenches again.
So we got the city guys to go out there and fix that because that's the day of the race.
Yep.
I didn't want somebody walking nighttime and next thing you hit the.
But I think once things get dry back out, I mean, as far as our
You guys
department,
go
be
back.
back out there to try to push things back on top again.
Perfect.
Alright. Any other questions?
No, appreciate it.
Alright, thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Joe.
you.
Mr. Butler. Bob, your turn. I told him he likes Mr. Butler, we're not going captain, I learned my lesson.
Titles are for everything, right, Jim?
Right,
No,
titles
titles
for
for
books. So our statistical report for May of 2026, we had 8 accidents, 24 traffic stops with citations, traffic stops with warnings were 78, 17 arrests, no criminal mischiefs, no thefts, no burglaries, 355 contacts, 14 welfare checks, 2 residential or business alarms, and 5 animal complaints. Questions do you have for us?
Hopefully it's all quiet, but
Never said a keyword.
Never said a keyword.
Never said a keyword. I'm gonna be calling you Troy one day.
You should be calling you mister.
greatly appreciate it.
Everything went well at the high limit racing?
Yeah, everything was great at the high limit race. We had 5 guys work that night, including myself. It was a moderate sized crowd. I think they anticipated to be a little bit more, but it was a good event.
Yeah, they're
No
working.
problems at all.
They had a AC and UTVs, so it must be all right.
Yeah.
We borrowed a couple of UTVs, greatly appreciated that.
White one big antennas on it, or?
I took the antennas off.
Oh, okay.
There was a white 4-door one.
Yeah, I thought so.
was gonna take it to the car wash and get it done yesterday before driving
Oh,
into
you
the
did?
meeting.
Oh, did you?
But I needed a little splash up, but
Yeah,
I forgot a wallet, so I
yeah,
was like,
sure.
well, it could just stay muddy. Looks good, gives it character. I was kinda hoping it would come back with a light bar and like some logos on the side. No,
Honorary?
yeah, no,
Next time.
next time.
Next time.
Yep. No, thanks, sir, appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Chad.
Great, I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Have a good evening.
Any other public comments or council comments while we're here?
Bike night, car nights this week.
All right,
Ready.
that is.
Happy Father's Day to those fathers this
Oh,
week.
yeah.
You too.
Yes.
All right, meeting is first adjourned.